Oh, yes.
Welcome back once again, everyone. Today I'm bringing you a review for the brand new Transformers War for Cybertron Generation Selects Autobot Tigertrack. Tigertrack here is number 18 in the Hasbro-initiated Generation Selects line. And this character is a straight redeco of the Sideswipe mold, complete with not just Sideswipe's accessories, but also red alerts. Which makes you wonder why they didn't just release all those accessories for all those characters? Huh? Why? They kind of pulled the same thing with Runamuck and Runabout, how like Runamuck intentionally comes with less accessories just to be more screen accurate. It's a really weird approach to me. Also, Prowl not coming with his shoulder cannons in either Siege or Earthrise. It's like, come on, guys, just give us more, not less. Anyway, Tigertrack was revealed along with some other Generation Selects toys a while back, including the likes of Hubcap. However, unlike those toys, he has only recently been released, at least here in the States. So mine finally came in the mail today, along with a few other things that I've reviewed previously. And I'm just excited to bring this review. Can't wait to open them up. It's my first time getting any form of a Tigertrack character. So if you've seen my reviews before, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at the toy's packaging, as plain as it is. Then we'll open it up, we'll just kind of see how the contents are laid out inside, we'll look at the instructions, and then we'll see Tigertrack himself in both his vehicle and robot modes. Naturally, I'll be doing comparisons with all the different Siege Sideswipe molds. I'll probably throw Sunstreaker in there for good measure, because, they're both yellow and Lamborghini Countaches. And then at the end of the video, I'll give my final thoughts. So Tigertrack just comes in your standard War for Cybertron branded Selects packaging. Same old, same old. You got the graffitied Autobot symbol, ancient Autobot text, Toyline logo, and then your label on the front just has the character's name, his class, which number he is, and then a whole bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. The sides aren't really anything interesting. Get another War for Cybertron logo here. Get a wrap around of the graphic on the top, and the bottom's blank. So yeah, that's really all there is to say on the outside. Okay, now I've gone and cut the label so we can open this. So you just pull the flap, lift it open, and you just get the same inner design that you get for all the War for Cybertron Selects toys. It's that hexagonal pattern with the little city symbol, so that's neat. And we pull out this tray, and you can see we get Tigertrack himself. And I gotta say, getting him in hand, it's nice to see he's not as obnoxiously bright yellow as the promo images made him look. Now, he kind of looks that way on the camera, from what I'm looking at, but I can tell you with my own eyes, he's a little more toned down, which I think is good. I'm not crazy about the eye-searing, almost neon yellow. It just looks like a cheap toy. So he kind of has that same quality with Sunstreaker, where the yellows just appear very different on the camera. Like I said, he comes with both the accessories from Sideswipe and Red Alert, but he does utilize the actual Sideswipe version of the mold with the longer horns. So there is that. And of course, down here we get the instructions, along with just this pointless piece of paper. And instructions, I don't expect to be anything really new. They do at least reflect the fact that he has all the accessories, so that's good. No tech specs for the character. It does show off all those different weapons and different ways you can attach them and use them, so that's neat. And then you just get the transformation from robot to vehicle mode. Shows you where to store all of his accessories. And then you just get the finished product. So, pretty simple, but at least they took the time to actually include the extra info. Okay, now here's our close look at Tigertrack's vehicle mode. And just like Sideswipe, it turns into a vehicle that is roughly based on the real-life Lamborghini Countach, though obviously with a more alien-type design. And unlike Sideswipe, he comes with all of the mold's accessories, instead of just some of them. So you get the rocket launcher and missile type setup here on the top from Sideswipe, and then you get the actual long rifle from the but Red Alert version of the mold. So you get a little bit of everything. And the colors, again, are just gorgeous. They're done up in this kind of matte color, a lot like, I want to say, Cliff Jumpers, which is, something I'm just really digging. I think it looks very nice, looks very premium when they do that. It's not bare plastic. Well, I mean, some of it is, but a lot of it's painted, but it's painted very matte in a way, which is just so nice. Hubcaps are still really good, nice and silver. Got a lot of black detailing. And underside is very, very clean. That's something I like about this mold. Everything folds up nice and neatly, nice and flat. These red accents here that'll become more prominent in the robot mode. And one big difference between this and Sideswipe is that his windshield or cockpit, depending on how you want to look at it, is a lot more clear. It's less smoky, a lot more see-through. And on one hand, that's kind of not a good thing. That means you get to just see all the parts underneath. Makes it less believable. But it is also a way to kind of mix it up, and it's nice looking. It's nice looking clear plastic. Can definitely pass for glass. So I kind of dig it, but I understand how some people are going to have an issue with that. Here we get a comparison shot of Tigertrack along with the 3 currently available versions of Sideswipe. So you got your standard Siege, your Netflix variation, and the combat clone, or, you know, as some people will call it, the G2 Sideswipe. And then we also get Red Alert. The only thing we're really missing is the new Netflix Red Alert, but that's not widely available yet, so we're just going to have to go without. And you can see he's a very jarring break in the traditional color scheme of reds and blacks, which is something I'm a big fan of because you want something that feels very different, right? One of my big issues with this mold so far is just the fact that it's used over and over and over again, and you just kind of get tired of buying effectively the same toy. So at least this time you get something that just has a very visually striking difference in the bright yellow. And having all the accessories doesn't hurt either because he is the only version of this mold that includes everything. To be fair, Red Alert does get a light bar, which is unique to that version of the mold, but still. We need more weapons. I don't know why they didn't just do all the weapons. I think they're being cheap, and it makes me sad. Why do you want to hurt me, Hasbro? I've been so good to you. And then the last vehicle comparison I want to do is with the new Earthrise Sunstreaker toy, which is just starting to hit shelves. And I want to show these guys together because they both turn into yellow Lamborghini Countachs. So that's really cool. You know, they look more alike than Sunstreaker and Sideswipe would. And, you know, this whole setup is kind of, it's a double homage to the Diaclone toys and the fact that there was some initial color confusion with the red Lamborghini and the yellow one, where I think the original intention was that Sideswipe was going to be the yellow car and Sunstreaker was going to be the red one. And Tigertrack, he's an homage to that, as well as the upcoming Spin Out toy, which is a red redeco of Sunstreaker. And then they've also thrown in the police car version of that, Cordon, just for fun. So we're going to get a whole lot of Lamborghinis in this line. And I'm okay with that, because I love Lamborghinis. I'll never hope to afford one, but I like to look. Okay, now we get a good look at Tigertrack in his robot mode. You can see he's got a rifle, he's got the shoulder cannon, all that. Tolerances, they all feel completely fine. The head is a little bit looser than my other copies of this mold, but not nearly loose enough to be an issue. If anything, it just makes posing more simple and less finger ache inducing. All the other joints, they're nice and tight, but not too tight. Everything works well. So for a mold that's seen this much use, there's really no sign of mold degradation, which is awesome, because you don't want that. But yeah, everything works really well on this guy. One thing worth pointing out is that unlike all of the other uses of this mold, he has no battle damage on him whatsoever, not even on the shins or the feet or anything, which isn't too surprising because all of the Selects toys that utilize siege molds don't opt to use any of the battle damage. Pretty sure that's a 100% rule across the board. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm okay with that. He's got such a nice stylish yellow paint job, I wouldn't want to see it all scuffed up anyway. And yeah, he just looks really, really good. The back, it is very clear, so that kind of makes him look a little bit hollow, but it's not enough to bother me. And I want to say there was something about this guy that just, it felt familiar. Something about his color palette with the yellow and the heavy blacks and the reds. And I couldn't place it for a bit, and then I thought of it. He very much reminds me of this figure right here. And if you don't recognize it, this is Combiner Wars Unit 3. He was a BotCon exclusive. I don't know why, but lately I've just been showing these guys off a lot. And he was an homage to an obscure Beast Wars McDonald's Happy Meal toy for the 3 and under crowd of children. That was like a very simple like lion head that just opened up like a clamshell into a robot. And the toy was nicknamed Under 3 because the only verbiage on his little bag he came in was just like kids under 3, right? So Under 3. So let's play on that. Unit 3. Little history lesson for you. But yeah, this guy, Tigertrack, made me think of him. So, I don't know, just random thought. Plus, again, just one excuse to show off my Beast Wars toys, because I like Beast Wars. Now, am I just showing off? Am I maybe hinting at a potential Beast Wars series of reviews to coincide with the 25th anniversary / Kingdom? Who knows? I mean, just throwing it out there. Maybe. I don't know. Here's another comparison with the other Sideswipe mold mates. Again, you get Siege, Netflix, Combat Clone or Generation 2, and Red Alert. And again, these guys all have things that make them unique, but aside from Tigertrack, they all use the same color palette. He's the only one that switches it up and starts using yellow. And I really would have preferred to see more of this. Yeah, we got 3 side swipes. There's a Red Alert with another one on the way. If they want to keep selling us the same mold, at least give us different characters. Now, the G2 Sideswipe I don't mind because I'm a sucker for G2 stuff and he's different enough from the standard version, though they really should have given him new accessories. And they really should have remolded his face to give him those big old gritted teeth that he should have, but that's neither here nor there. I already complained enough about that in his review. So yeah, stuff like this is what I like to see. Vastly different colors, new character, you know. If we could cut one of these two out of the equation and scrap one of the Red Alerts and replace those with new characters. There was a rumor that we were supposed to get a Deep Cover in Netflix. Deep Cover being another character that's, you know, a Sideswipe recolor. I don't know if that's true or not. At this point, I'm almost kind of hoping not, because, man, I don't need more of this mold. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it, because, you know, a fool and his money are easily parted, but I will buy it begrudgingly. Here's one last comparison with Sunstreaker. And you can see in this mode, it's a little more apparent just how different their yellows are. Sunstreaker's, aside from his chest and forearms, are just much more orange looking than Tigertrack, so they're not an exact match. But again, they're still cool to see together. And it just makes me really anticipate the absurd levels of fun I'm going to have when we finally get all the different versions of these two molds, and I just got Countoshes all over the place. Might need a bigger table eventually. One last thing I want to point out before I wrap this up is that because he is a redeco of Sideswipe, Tigertrack is fully compatible with Sideswipe's jetpack. So if you want to mix it up and have a little bit of fun, you could always attach this to him, have him fly around, do his thing. And, you know, just a neat little aside there. More play options is always good. And looking at this guy, I'm trying to debate right now exactly what shelf I'm throwing him on. I'm leaning toward Earthrise because Earthrise is still current when this came out. But it doesn't explicitly tie into any of the 3 currently running War for Cybertron lines, whether that's Siege, Earthrise, the Netflix line. So, I mean, really, you can toss him wherever you want. I'm leaning towards Earthrise, again, because of the timing and also the fact that he is devoid of battle damage, and that cleaner look is generally associated with Earthrise. But you do whatever makes you happy. But it's something any collector worth their salt has to, you know, take into consideration. Got to keep that display nice and all. Okay, so, my final thoughts on this guy. He's nothing really new. Again, we've had so many versions of this mold released already. But he is a nice change of pace for that mold. You know, he mixes up the colors quite a bit, and he does come with more accessories. So I would say, honestly, he's probably the superior version of this mold. He just comes with more. So when you're talking, you know, value for your dollar, he's definitely the top contender. As far as how necessary this guy is, I mean, he's really for people that just are completionists, that want all the obscure characters. So, I don't know, he's going to be one of those weird ones that I can't imagine will sell like hotcakes, like, say, Dathsun Brother or something along those lines. I could be wrong, though. I'm not really sure how well these are selling or not. But yeah, I think he's great. if you like the mold, you're going to like him. If you're sick and tired of the mold, you may not be too incentivized to pick him up. It's entirely up to you, but for what he is, he's perfectly fine. Sideswipe's a great mold, therefore he's a good toy. And if you do pick him up, I don't think you'll be disappointed, because the joints and everything are all good. He's got plenty of weapons and stuff. What's not to love? Of course, that's simply how I feel about this toy. Now, what I really want to know is what you all think of Tigertrack. Do you see him being worthy of picking up yet another version of the Sideswipe toy? Is the extra weapon maybe enough of an incentive to, lead you down that path? Do you like the new colors? Do you not like the new colors? Any and all feedback's always welcome in the comments section. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to toss it a like. Let YouTube know you want to see more stuff like this. If you do want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. And thank you for joining me for my first ever look at the character Tigertrack. And with all that said, I will see you next time.